Hello and good morning. Thank you for tuning in. You are tuned in to The Encourager. And happy day, happy Monday, happy Monday. Hopefully it's not mundane. And we are going to get started with our angel number readings. And thank you so much for tuning in. 7:15 right now, where I am, Mountain Standard Time in the United States of America. And that could be a 12. That could be a 22. That could be an 8. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we have today. Again, thank you so much, new subscribers. We are at 74. 74 is a beautiful number. That happens to be the year I was birthed into this natural space, this lifetime. That is an 11 for those of us who were birthed that year. While I'm thinking about it, some of the other synchronicities that I call them gumdrop, little nuggets that Most High Universe is giving me and ancestors are sharing with me. So Linda is, again, the mother of Kim and Jim Parker at the Rock of Central Florida. Kim is the wife of Steve Parker, the Rock of Central Florida. He's the senior minister there. They started that ministry in 1999. Linda was born and raised in Sanford, Florida. They were directed to go back to Sanford, Florida, and establish the Rock of Central Florida in 2009. And so that's key. So returning to the land of your origination is important. And sometimes you have to do that, and other times you're told, like I think it was Abraham and Lot, to leave this place and never to return kind of thing. I think it was them. Again, that's going off memory. Because I read other books. I don't read the Bible unless I'm referenced or directed to or guided to it, because that's what it is. It's a reference, okay? And it's a book no different than your math book. In fact, your math book might be more valuable than the Bible, okay? Because it deals with numbers. So if you really figured out that, if you haven't already, then you probably you will at some point in time. And so again, let's go ahead and get started. So those of you who are new listeners, 3:03 on the timer when I looked over at the recorder. And so my name is Nehru. This is The Encourager. The focus and purpose of the channel is to help all beings become our higher, truer, better selves. And in fact, the suffix on those words are the est, or the highest, the purest, the truest form of who we are. Okay, I myself, this lifetime, have gone through some drastic and heart-wrenching, in some cases, journeys and seasons. Okay, I was born into a family of warlocks and religious ministers, from what I understand, and those religious individuals also delve in witchcraft, as many religious people do. Okay, I learned that as a kid, that religious people often delve into witchcraft. Okay, and so I was birthed on the 333rd day of the year at 1:07 in the afternoon. Okay. And again, numbers, all of them. Pay attention. When you wake up, look at your clock. See what time's your eyes open. When you hear a song, look at the timer. And again, I don't want to make you paranoid to where you're like your head's on the swivel and you're constantly, but your intuitive head needs to be on a swivel. It needs to be scanning constantly. You need to be scanning. You walk into a store, right? Someone walks down the aisle. There was no one down the aisle. Someone else walks down that aisle. You need to be aware of the energies and what they are. Not because someone's trying to kill you or anything like that, right? Not like that. But because if you are high vibrational, people are drawn to that. And both the karmic and angels, or good angels and bad angels, are drawn to that, okay? Right? So, yeah, the more you know, the more you grow, right? I like that show. I like listening to NPR. I like that show, Growing Bolder. I haven't heard it in a while. Growing Bolder. Okay, I was thinking of that radio broadcast. I really like that broadcast. So anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and see what our angels and ancestors have to say to us. So yeah, so born on the 333rd day of the year, 1:07 p.m. birth. That's a 17 or an 8, depending on how you look at it. Kidney transplant after a rare autoimmune virus due to witchcraft, and that witchcraft turned me into a germophobic. And so because of that, it triggered an autoimmune virus within my system. And that autoimmune virus attacked my kidneys, okay? Was on dialysis for 4.5 years. The rare autoimmune virus that man doesn't have a cure for is called IgG4 nephropathy. Feel free to look it up. It was just recently discovered by science or distinguished in 2010. Again, that's a 10. That's important. 2010 was also the year that after 7 years that I finally found out where the sperm donor was, who also, by the way, in 1998, when I came down on orders to go to Germany, I was serving in the U.S. Army. I was being all I could be. He decided that he also wanted not just the women that he could get from other men, but he also wanted his eldest son's wife. And so while I was overseas waiting for housing for us, which took 6 months, he was working on my wife quite literally and physically. And so he took her and our daughter, who I assume is our daughter. Again, she was a promiscuous woman. I found that afterwards. Right? Her father even told me she was a promiscuous woman. Again, during 2010, when I saw him again for the first time, and I don't know how long, since going to get his daughter in 1996. I drove Valentine's Day weekend in the snow, Valentine's weekend of 1996, to go get her from Illinois. She had never even been out of the state. We were 21 years old, or 20 at the time, actually, about to turn 21. Okay. Got married in March. That's a 3. My best friend's family, all of their weddings are in March. In fact, him and his sister, their birthday is in March. Okay. We are connected on levels that most people, human beings, never even recognize. Or eventually they do, but it takes many lifetimes. Okay. This is my 10th lifetime here. Okay. Angel numbers are slow to come out. The only one that's... Oh, okay. Also, more on the revelation of 333 and 333. Okay, so the first atom that the divine creator, divine source created, Most High created, right? That we call Adam, the first man, right? That being is the 3. Yeshua, Jesus, is 33. He lived 33 years. We have 33 vertebrae in our spine that represent the Christos and the alignment of who we really truly are. Okay? To the esoteric and to the beginning from the end. Okay? All right. So yes. So Adam was the 3. Jesus is the 33. The 333 is the age of Aquarius that the collective is ushering in. And I hate to say the collective because that's so commonly used. I prefer to say the esoteric, the high vibrating esoteric beings that are here on this planet and elsewhere. We are raising the vibration of the universe. Okay. So yeah. So again, eldest of 17. kidney transplant on 7/7/17. That came 21 days after I started saying I didn't need dialysis, but I was just at the dialysis center to socialize, okay? I would tell the nurses that. The woman I was married to at the time, I would tell her that. I would tell any and everybody that. Tell people at the Rock of Central Florida that. They'd be like, hey, how's you doing? How's your treatments and everything? They would ask, and they did. They were very concerned, and Steve would often make mention of what I was going through. Yeah, in fact, the last person who prayed, and this is going to be interesting, the last person who prayed for me in regards to my kidneys, physically, and I mean that, like oil, hands laid on me, like that sort of thing, right? Praying over me physically. Somebody might have been praying for me after that, but I'm not aware consciously of that, okay? His name is Gaston, and that is Gaston, exactly how that spirit name is spelled. I want you to look that name up and see what that means. He's a part of the Rock of Central Florida, okay? And look up what that spirit name means, or what that deity is. Look that up, okay? When he prayed for me, Most High said, don't have anybody else pray for you after, and I didn't, okay? So the way that we're doing our angel number readings currently, and it'll change over time, is 3 angel numbers, 1 harmony or 2 harmony, or 2 from the harmony deck. And the harmony deck consists of, it's essentially a tarot deck, although I do not post tarot readings. I use it for just for this purpose right here, and for myself, okay? Right. So yeah. And these have been coming out 2 at a time. So today it took a minute for even one of the angel number cards to come out. So that lets me know something. This week has been like, I can't even begin to explain to you the revelations and things. I posted 2 recent videos titled Earth Shattering. The first video only has like 3 or 4 views. And I understand it's 2 hours and 55 minutes. There are several here. Okay. So there are 4. And again, but then there's like, I don't know, 3 or 4 times as many people that have watched part 2, which I posted the next day. I think yesterday, actually, maybe the day before. I don't remember when it all happened. It was a blur. And I do go back to listen to my videos, and I catch, I cringe when I misquote, or I say 2022 when I meant 2002 and all of that, because I don't know. So yeah, so let's go, and then we'll get 1 Egyptian card, which these typically do not come out. I end up taking these, or pulling one with my hand, actually, most of the time. So let's take a look at what we have. I am in the process of learning what each means, and so yeah, bear with me in that regard. Okay, so we have 8 of Swords. Again, there's an 8. King of Swords. 2 of Wands, Queen of Wands. Okay. Our Egyptian card, okay, is 34. And that's a 7, okay, and it represents darkness. Okay, so you see the serpent. You see how long the serpent is? You see the infinity signs within the serpent. Okay. We know that the serpent once had legs. Okay. Right. So maybe something in this card stands out to you, and we'll go through and find out perhaps some things that stand out. So we have 7777, 1717, 9999. Lessons learned. Okay. So we can already put some things together. So we have lessons learned, and we have darkness. Okay, and also we have a King of Swords, so we'll find out, and then 8 of Swords, so we'll find out. So lessons learned. Okay, culmination, results, benefits, reflection, completion. Take stock of your accomplishments and how you arrived at them. This is a reminder to maintain optimism and drive toward your goals. Maintain your momentum and know that the powers of heaven have your back. You made it, and the reward goes to moi. So it goes to moi. Goes to moi. Goes to us. To the victors, to the victorious, to the ones who have stayed faithful, regardless of what they've done to us. Okay? Also, new listeners, healed of seizures. It was 15:15 on the timer. Healed of seizures at the age of 8. The sperm donor was healed of seizures or something at the age of 9, from what I understand, from what I was told from his whatever family, from Judy and whatever, right? Again, that's what I understand. Okay? So, I also served 8 years in the military. Okay? Yeah, so let's go to 17. Again, I share these synchronicities with you all. It is in no way bragging. Again, I did not have control over when I was birthed. That was so being born on the 333rd day, and I'm not the only one. I mean, that day occurs every year. Surely there are more born on the 333rd day of the year. You know what I mean? So, again, I subdue my own self. I don't need anybody to put me in check or anything, right? I keep my own fucking ego down, right? 1717, drama alert. Independence, soul mission, alone, time, learning, healing, aspirations. Take a few deep breaths and focus inward. You need time to think things over and consider options at this time. You must rely solely on yourself. We got this card a couple of times this week. Okay, he's trying to say something to us. You might not believe it, but you're heading in the right direction. What appears to be a lull in activity is just a natural part of the process. Okay? And then we have 7777, perseverance. So lessons learned, drama alert, and perseverance. We see it all coming together, right? You have to have perseverance when the drama comes because you've already learned the lessons. If you've learned the lessons, when the drama comes, persevere. However you want to see it. Okay, alchemize. Change of perspective, reflection, inner strength, wisdom, enlightenment. There's a need for a change of perspective on whatever has taken over you now. Nothing has taken over me. If you want to succeed, you need to keep going down the road you're on. Each one of these cards have told us we're on the right track. High vibration, earth angels, star seeds, light workers, empaths, healers. Everything's showing us, right? We're on the right track. I think each of these cards have stated that. So don't turn around. You're not going that way. That was a post-it in the house I was considering purchasing some years ago. Me and that realtor, we still talk about that till this day. Okay? At least twice a year we reflect on that. Reach for the wisdom within, and then you'll just know what the right next step is. Okay? So I've done this in my own life. So I want to, again, I always like using myself as an example if possible, because I believe that in doing so, it really does help us to it's much easier for me to show you that you can make a layup by me making a layup first than if I was to just sit back and only instruct you. Okay? So, that is why Yeshua came. Okay? Right. Not just to tell us through 66 books, again, the ludicrousy of an infinite God only giving you 66 books to follow. That is ridiculous. That's preposterous. So let me. So you're trying to tell me? I'm trying to think of an author. So you're trying to tell me that J.K. Rowling, she has more to say to man than Most High does, because the books that she's written is larger than the books of the Bible, the pages. So you're trying to tell me, like, do you see how dumbass that is, angels? Do you see how just stupid ass that is? Okay? That's why we need to go beyond revelation. Okay? And when I say revelation, I mean the book in the Bible, that 66th book. We need the 67th book, the first book, the 12th book, the 8th book, the 555th book, the 999th book. We need the 1101 book. We need all of them, Vatican. We need all of them, Skull and Bones. We need all of them, Illuminati. That's all I'm saying. Okay? I'm a justice fighter. Okay, so next let's take a look at what our Egyptian card means. And it is APOPHIS, so let me see. And I think what I'm going to start doing, actually, I really should, just to save time, is look these things up. I have the cards out ahead of time. I don't like doing that because I kind of like, I don't want it to be assumed that it's planned kind of thing. You know what I mean? So I don't like doing that. Anyway, APEP, also known as Apophis, or Apophis, however you want to say it, in Greek, was the Egyptian god of chaos. Boom! 31:21 on the timer. Let's take another fucking look at what we got here. Okay, so I do cuss on the channel. I cuss in general. Just so that you're aware of. And so I was a part of the religious church since birth up until 2 years ago when I finally left the rock that I was a part of for 20 years, because I actually found out that they weren't interested in the real truth. And when I say they, I mean the leader of that house. Okay, it was 22:02 on the timer. So, chaos. Okay? Confirmation, drama alert. Right there. You see that? Darkness, drama alert. Was the polar opposite, this being, deity, was the polar opposite of godly personification of order. Wow. Wow. Mayat and the chief enemy of the king of the gods, the sun god Ra, yesterday. The image that I posted on that earth-shattering video, those two videos, that's Amun-Ra. Took the form of a great snake. The Egyptians believed that the sun was Ra, traveling along a boat in the heavens. So chaos. This energy, this deity, is the opposite of the godly personification of order. So, angels. I keep wanting to say angels and ancestors. Ancestors, listen the fuck up. Ancestors. I keep wanting to say ancestors. Ancestors, whoever it is, listen up. Here it comes. Here comes the karmic energy back, or the ones who, the sorry-ass tarot readers or psychics or whoever this is, Leos and whoever it is, their signs don't even matter. It's anybody. It could be anybody, right? Because we all have all of the signs. One of the things that that tarot readers need to correct is when they say that you might have this, they say Capricorn. You might have Capricorn in your chart. We all have all of the signs in our chart. So they need to stop saying that. Okay? Because we all have all of it in our chart. What they really need to do is slow down and be a bit more specific and exacting. And when they do that, then they can be a bit more precise, even in their collective readings. Okay? And not gaslighters. All right? And if somebody wants to say something against that, you bring your sorry ass on and put some comment on my page so I can blow your ass out the water with the truth. 24:42 on the timer. So bring your sorry ass on to say something, whoever you are. I just feel like somebody's like, yeah, but you don't. Yep. So yeah, you karmic ass tarot reader that's stalking me and trying to be like me, whoever you are, false ass. Say something. You know something? One of the things that I got, and this angel reading is running a little long. Again, I apologize if you need to go or come back. Again, I'm sharing as Most High is guiding me while it's being recorded, okay? So one of the things that we read in our angel number readings, let me see. And when I read it, it came to me even in that moment. So one of the things that stood out to me about, and this is going to help us, okay? This is going to help somebody else make a decision today or tomorrow or next year or 5 years from now or whenever they come across this. This is going to help somebody make a decision and avoid karma that the people that you have left in the past that are trying to come back, that APOPHIS spirit. And in fact, what I'm going to do is, for those of you who are listening, I am going to smudge and collective, for the collective, and that's who I'm here for. Oh, by the way, that's another thing about the 3 and the 33 and the 333. Confirmation burp. So I haven't drank or eaten anything today. One of the things that helped me to decide about the Scorpio that I was dealing with. Again, you could be dealing with any sign. You might be dealing with someone who's the same sign as your sun sign, right? Or your moon sign or what have you. Again, those things are significant, but not nearly as significant as you might think or as tarot readers might make them out to be. So I looked at just hardcore facts. I didn't look at the possibilities. I didn't look at maybe of possible wrong interpretations. I only looked at facts when it came to the Scorpio that I was dealing with. Okay? And the Rock of Central Florida. I only dealt with the facts. So what are the facts? The facts are that, and when I say facts, I mean proven. So there is some type of tangible proof that you have: emails, text messages, phone calls, pictures, events, social media memories or posts or whatever, right? You have something. So I took those things. So for me, this is what a few of those things are. Okay. So, I got shingles 2 months after moving in with the Scorpio. Shingles. I was a kidney transplant recipient. Okay. And, my autoimmune virus, which attacked my kidneys, right? We know with autoimmune viruses that they can seemingly pop up anytime. Anything can be healed, by the way. Not cured, healed. Anything. Okay? Man can't cure a lot of things. They don't have a cure for IgG4 nephropathy. But guess what? Most High has one. And I got it on 7/7 of 17. It's called a 19-year-old kidney. Bless that young man. Okay? And his family. Right? So, it would be interesting to learn that when he was born, his name, and things like that, synchronicities that him and I have in common. 28:44 on the timer. So I listed out these things in my mind. Shingles, 2 months after I moved in with her. Okay? Her house, and I didn't realize her life, I didn't put it together at the time. Her house, her physical house, was a train station. Right? I didn't realize this, but so is her ass and vagina. I didn't realize that. Also, and when I say that, I mean people would come in and out, living. She would like in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. She had this one guy living with her. There was something sexual going on with them at some point in time. or what have you. Maybe that's what they were trying to get me into. I know she's into polyamorous relationships. It's interesting that from the beginning, since 333 of 1974, that I was birthed into a family of religious warlocks that was involved in witchcraft, and the sperm donor was a polygamist for 30-something years. That's why I'm the eldest of 17. Okay? And so I find it interesting that I was birthed into the polygamous situation, and the last situation that kicked me into the dark night of the soul and my ascensions, right? And again, I was already aware, I was already alert, I was already having dreams, I was already telepathic. Yeah, there you go. I was already telepathic. I already had clairs, clairvoyant, clairaudient, clairsentient. I was already those things. That's why I had dreams, visions, and that's why I share my journals with you. So the proof, again, I only look at tangible, the evidence, like an investigator. Okay, spiritual investigator. By the way, shout out to the spiritual gangster and spiritual investigator. The spiritual investigator, I don't know his first name. Spiritual gangster, his name is Joey, right? He's on YouTube. Shout out Joey. Love you, brother. And the other gentleman too. So what I began to see was what was glaringly obvious. Again, I at some point I stopped praying for an answer. I didn't need to pray for anything. Most High and my ancestors were trying to get me out of the emotional state to see clearly through my third eye, right? They were trying to get me to see what the enemy had pulled the curtains over. What the enemy had given you rose-colored shades for. Okay? And that's quite literal. Someone gave me shades before I left the rock. Or before I left Central Florida. They gave me a pair of shades. An expensive pair of shades. Yeah. Like a couple $100 pair of shades. Yeah. So, we know that that's what's going on today. So the enemy, the karmics, the karmic energy, again, don't look at them as that person. Don't be like, Mike, you're a sorry ass motherfucker. You should have never did me like that, you sorry ass bitch. Don't look at them like that. Ooh. So let me show you. I'm going to tell you guys something about, and this has to be purpose. This has to be meant to be. There is no way I look at the computer and Nico Jenkins' fucking face is on here. Let me tell you about this dude. This dude. So he was born September 16th, 1986. Okay? This dude. I'm just going to show you. Okay? If you want to see somebody in straight satanic energy, look up Nico Jenkins and look at the video of how he responded in court when he was in court. I want you to take a look at this guy. Okay? And then I'm going to give you some 33 minutes exactly on the timer. Again, all that I'm sharing in this video is meant to be shared right now. Most High is like, don't stop, don't keep going, keep going. Okay, so this gentleman, Nico Jenkins, is a perfect example. Nico Jenkins is the perfect example of what it looks like when karmic bloodlines are not healed. So Nico's parents were gangsters, drug dealers. Nico's grandparents, gangsters, killers, murderers, drug dealers. Nico's they literally chased this in this documentary back to like the 1800s. Nico's great grandparents, gangsters, thieves, robbers, like the entire bloodline. And here you have Nico. Let's take a look and see some of the things that Nico has, quote unquote, blessed us with in his lifetime. Okay? So he's, of course, in for murder. So the individuals that he is responsible for unaliving, looks like they have 4 of them listed. I'm going to name their first names because I'll say their full name, because maybe their names or something is significant for us today, okay? So Juan, I know a Juan who's connected to a Peter, who's connected to Pius, who's connected to where the Scorpio worked for 5, 6, 7, 8 years, however long. She might still work there, I don't know. But Juan is the homosexual boyfriend of Peter, who was the attorney, who I believe is from Morocco or somewhere else, right? And he is not an attorney here, but he is knowledgeable enough to where he handles legal things and stuff like that. He doesn't go to court. Other attorneys do that for Pius. But yes, so that office was located, or he is located, in Deltona, Florida. Jorge Cajiga Ruiz, okay? And again, you could be dealing with someone just like Juan. So Juan's name is Juan Uribina. So you could be dealing with someone whose name starts with a J, a U, or a P. Okay, here comes another J. Jorge C. Cajiga Ruiz. Again, a J, R, or C. You could be dealing with someone. Curtis Bradford. You could be dealing with someone whose name starts with a C or a B. Andrea Kruger. You could be dealing with someone whose name starts with an A, last name starts with a K, first name starts with a K, last name is Andrea, first name's Andrea. Curtis. I know a Curtis. I don't know a Bradford. Yeah, I know a George, right? Scorpio's uncle, the Scorpio's uncle's ex lover for many years. His name is George. I've never been around somebody with so many homosexual friends and family members. Ever. She has an aunt. Her aunt has a son and a daughter. Shayla and Eddie. They're both homosexuals. I've never met a family who has had so many. Never. The guy who she lived with for 16 years or something, his name is Joshua Badia, or Badiel, right? It's an unusual last name. Maybe there was something going on there. He is a homosexual. The person that he was dating at the time that I was there, his name was Kevin. Keven is the way he spelled his name. Okay? So, synchronicities are no joke. Okay? And again, let me remind us about the cards that have come out today. We have 2 of Wands, 8 of Swords, King of Swords, and the King of Wands. Okay? So thank you so much for tuning in. Right? We know that these are all defensive. These are all protective. These are all standing in your energy, your true self. You're standing in your authority. You know who you are. You are, again, confident. So your solar plexus chakra, you are confident because, again, the universe is letting us know, our ancestors, Most High is letting us know. My nose is tingling. Like a sneeze. That's confirmation. Anytime, listen. When you ask Holy Spirit something, you need to pause and wait for something. So let me, I'm going to demonstrate, okay? So, Most High, should I be taking that job that job that was just offered to me? Right? And then you stop and you wait and you listen. If you listen for a phone ding, a bird chirping, you listen for a horn honking, you listen for a train horn, you're listening for siren, something, okay? Because this shit happens all the time. Most High is speaking to us when we sneeze. Our nose itches, our ears are ringing. Like, these are things that we need to pay attention to, okay? There's nothing new under the sun. The same way that the divine creator is communicating and has been communicating with Enoch is the exact same way that he's communicating with us right now today. The stars are aligned where they were. They're in their place. Their divine purpose and timing. There's nothing new under the sun. Sun, overarching energy. That is the solar plexus. Sun, overarching energy. Confirmation with the stomach growl. Okay? Again, what I'm here for is to raise the vibration of the collective and to help us to become our highest, purest, truest self possible. Life does this a lot of ways that appear to be unfortunate or bad, like a job loss. Life is saying, it's time to go build it yourself. One of the things about the Scorpio that we had an issue with, that I will not with my new love, with my right love, is she never wanted to go into business ownership. And it was weird because I didn't consider her a lazy person. I think she had a good work ethic, but she makes custom cakes. She's also the second woman I've dated that made custom cakes. There's so many synchronicities in my life. So the woman that I dated in Germany, she's a custom cake baker. She's a Scorpio. She's a Sagittarius. She's December 1st. 1972, I think. Today, I hadn't talked to her in many years, but we've reconnected, or did like 10 years ago or something like that on Facebook. Come to find out, she has, and she's a European, German, Caucasian woman. You know what I mean? That skin color, right? And because no one's white or black, dumbass people, systemic racism. Again, if you don't know what black is, check your fucking color scheme. If you don't know what the color white looks like, check your fucking color spectrum. Go back to school, go to pre-K. Find out what your colors are, right? And then you'll come to realize that you're brown or some shade thereof. Every last human being walking this planet is. Dumbasses. Sorry to keep saying dumbasses, but I hate ignorant ass thought processes. I just do. Shallow ass thought processes. I hate that shit. That's why I hope I marry somebody who is as white as Casper. And I really do mean that. And in fact, the Scorpio was pale as could be. We used to tease her about her skin tone all the time. She's like, yeah, she's very, very, so anyway, what was I going to mention? The energy that now is calling out for us, angels, healers, empath workers, star seeds, right? Those who are now calling out for the divine energy, the divine masculine and the divine feminine, those who are clamoring were the ones who used to do spell work against you. And then again, some, not all. Okay, use your discernment. Some of those individuals, 43 minutes exactly, coming back to your energy are okay. They were simply what do they call it? Victim of casualty or something like that. I forget what the right wording is. But anyway, something like that, right? My mind is whatever. So yes, they are just, I don't know. They call it collateral damage. Thank you very much. Somebody might be in law enforcement. So they call it collateral damage. Okay? Maybe innocent victim. You didn't know the lies that you were hearing were lies. They sounded kind of believable when you trusted the person who was standing next to you telling them to you, right? Because you've been with them for years, or you knew them, or you couldn't conceive that they were actually someone doing witchcraft against you, or you couldn't conceive that there was actually somebody in your church who does witchcraft, or you couldn't conceive that whatever. Okay? They are now going to be coming back, trying to reach out, and let me tell you, okay, whoever you are, divine masculine or divine feminine, it is not worth it to let them back in. And who are them? Again, you have to use your own discernment. Some, I just saw a bird. I just saw a bird pick a bird, had like lots of I don't know, dead weed, grass, whatever, right, to make its nest, just flew across the window, and a lot of it. So building a home, getting a new place, that bird picking up that, and it was definitely for a nest, flying away, building a new home, getting a new place. I know I am. Confirmation with whatever that was that just revved up. Right? Thank you so much again for tuning in. There will be other videos posted if you would like to today. At least I believe so. I say that, but there might not be. Again, I have definitely lived my time minute by minute today, and it's as I am guided. Strictly spiritually. Okay? Guided. All right? So, thank you so much. Again, protect yourself. And again, I even smudged during our reading, angel number reading today, just because that negative chaotic energy. So guess what? All you Nico Jenkins spirits, guess what? All you murderers, right? All you Illuminati, guess what? Take some. Oh, one of the songs, I've gotten so many song downloads. One of the songs yesterday, I was walking from the store. One of the songs was It Takes Two to Make a Thing Go Right. Somebody was playing that song in their vehicle. Woke up this morning with this, and I'm glad Most High brought it to my attention before I clicked stop. So, this one. And let me turn the volume down so YouTube didn't block my video for copywriting or anything. Okay, so the name of this song is called Lucky. Okay? Do you hear me? I'm talking to you. Across the water, across the deep blue ocean, under the open sky. Oh my, baby, I'm trying. Boy, I hear you in my dreams. I feel you whisper across the seas. I keep you with me in my heart. It makes it easier when life gets hard. I'm lucky I'm in love with my best friend. I'm lucky to have been where we have been. Lucky to be coming home again. Ooh. They don't know how long it takes waiting for a love like this. Every time we say goodbye, I wish we had one more kiss. I'll wait for you, I promise you, I will. Lucky I'm in love. Right? So, we just had this bird fly across the window with this stuff in its hand. Building a new home. We have this song, this download. I had pulled up this song before I even pressed record on the video. So, for the video. So, yeah, it was already up. I almost forgot. I'm glad Most High brought it back to my attention, right? So we have coming home again, a bird with a nest. So there is something, again, every time we leave, to me, is lifetime to lifetime. So if you've dealt with karmic situations, divine masculines and divine feminines, okay, one of the things that the prophet told me 10 years ago in the grocery store was that my bride, the true one, was going to come at the end. He said everything else has been a counterfeit up until that point. I thought that was after my second marriage. No, it was after the Scorpio that kicked me into the dark night of the soul. Okay? So, yeah. thank you so much as always for tuning in. Again, my name's Nehru. You've been tuned into The Encourager. I don't even think I said that at the beginning. Maybe I did. And so if you would like to get in touch with me, that information is in the information section about this video. But my email address is theencourager333@gmail. Also, you can connect with me on LinkedIn. I am on LinkedIn. If you search for The Encourager and Nehru, that's Nehru, you will find me there. On Facebook, I am Nehru Patah, two names, NEHRUPTAH. And Instagram, I am The Encourager333. I am on X at Nehru Patah. All right. Thank you so much again. And tune in again soon. Be encouraged as always.